everything can be going just fine. But in one split second, that water can overtake you.
There is a national standard. You need to get all of this on in 1 minute. Are you ready? Yes. Go. Minute and 30 seconds.
What? The name of the game is simple. You hit the ball one way, and then you hit it back.
Shooting that took place in the early morning hours. Just after midnight, police were called to this parking lot near Main Street in Stroudsburg.
The crew, the shift members, thought it would be appropriate to do a theme on September 11th.
Ever since that day, I think we've all changed. People came together quickly.
From the air to the ground, hundreds of members of law enforcement descended on this small neighborhood in Foster Township.
Unbelievable. I'm down here 53 years in this house. Never got this exciting in my life. They chased the kids in and they told us that, not to leave.
Investigators say a man was holed up inside a garage here. They believed he was armed. Freeland Borough, Butler Township, Whitehaven, and state police moved in. People in nearby homes told to leave. This woman lives just doors down from the standoff and found she couldn't get home.
We come home and to see all this, what's going on, we don't know. And I can't get in my house, so I have to stay right here. You don't see this kind of stuff around here.
After hours and without injuries, police arrested this man. Doug Bitzer of Freeland was wanted on charges he assaulted his girlfriend when police say he walked into her home, threatened her, and then took off, ending up in a friend's garage in Foster Township, leading to an hours-long standoff. When asked what happened, he said, neighbors say they're glad it all ended peacefully.
I'm glad for that because I know the kid and I know his girlfriend. In fact, the girlfriend was born across the street.
Beneath the lights at the annual Turkey Bowl, it wasn't hard to find a cheer.
Go WUSA!
Or someone posing for the camera. But this wasn't the picture four-time champion H.D. Woodson High School fans wanted to see.
I was disappointed.
This video from 2 weeks ago shows a fight breaking out on a football field between Woodson and Eastern High School players.
It broke out after another kid hit the player in the back of the head.
You see, that broke the rules.
All they did was counteract with what was going on.
The penalty? A one-game suspension.
That was laid out before the school year, was laid out, and during the season, it was laid out before the playoffs started.
Now, at the time, 18 players from Woodson and 7 players from Eastern were suspended for one game. We're talking about 18 players suspended. Did that go too far?
I think so.
It's football. It's a physical sport.
After 9 students made an appeal, one Woodson player got the suspension overturned. The rest forced to remain on the sidelines.
Certainly losing really good players for a game is going to have an impact. I'm not blind to that.
The school district said, look, they broke the rules. This is something that they had to do.
I understand that. And they got to do what they got to do.
DCBS Chancellor Antoine Wilson standing behind his decision, saying it was all about safety and students being taught to follow the rules, even if some say it may have caused Woodson to lose the Turkey Bowl to Blue.
And the truth is, if it would have been for the suspension, we would have definitely dogged and won this game.
Reporting in Northeast Washington, Michael Quander.
I mean, it is what it is.
WUSA 9.
He went by in a hurry, but it was still him, the Holy Father.
I will not raise middle-class taxes.
We'll build a wall. Don't worry about it, man. We'll build a wall.
I was nothing. I sat behind a desk. I did enjoy the makeup, and I read introductions off blue cards.
Science, technology, engineering, and mathematics could land them in places like Mars or a classroom right here on Earth. In the middle of a city, in a recycle room with a garden tool, the compost guy is busy making a positive impact on the environment.
When you think of a typical office setting, you hear sounds like this. Not this.
Being a little girl, I always played with my food. My mom would always tell me, stop playing with your food and eat it. I started carving fruit about maybe 6-7 years ago.
Like I said, I was selected for a reason, and I'm tough enough to withstand it, so I'll just keep going.
These are people we grew up with, going to shows and seeing bands, and now we're business owners.
I use it on a trail like this. It looks like a train's coming because I light up the whole entire trail.
When you change the HP of it, it changes color. So when you add anything acidic, such as lemonade, it changes to a beautiful, like vibrant purple.
Mixing, digging, hammering, and gluing. These local volunteers are super excited about this new playground in Congress Heights.
We're excited to be here today at the Arc building our 3,000th playground.
That's right, this is playground number 3,000 nationwide for the Kaboom organization, a nonprofit started right here in the district.
We believe that each child should have active and balanced play, and not only the child, but we know that it helps kids grow into healthy adults as well.
The first playground was built 22 years ago.
Building a playground is something all kids can understand, and it's a really neat way to get a kid interested in helping other kids.
Sarah and 7-year-old Harry Hirsch flew in from Chicago to celebrate this milestone. They have been involved with Kaboom for several years, and both are huge believers in the power of play.
And it really got us out in the community searching for different playgrounds. He loved it, and watching him change and develop playing on all these different playgrounds really got me interested in the purpose of play and how kids really develop so much from it.
Instead of birthday presents, Harry asks for families to donate money to Kaboom every year. He calls them Kaboom birthdays.
And so he's had 6 Kaboom birthdays.
Since Saturday, I've unloaded a container, a tractor trailer.
Breast cancer survivor Lee McCrary has been helping with the volunteers all week. She's not only focused on the personal development for the local children, but also their safety.
I see a lot of kids around here playing in the street. They don't really have any place to play. There's cars, and if they're not paying attention, kids can almost get hit, and it's happened around here.
Lee says projects like this help the community come together, and their work is almost done.
I've carried a lot of stuff over to the playground, and now today I have it easy. I'm picking up trash.
By doing this kind of work, it's validation that there is something beyond the physical plane, that there is something somewhere we go.
We met up with the Maryland paranormal investigators in Brunswick, Maryland. It's a small town sitting just off the Potomac River, 60 miles outside of D.C.
Well, tonight we're going to investigate the Brunswick Heritage Museum.
The museum is dedicated to the rich history of Brunswick and its long love affair with the railroad. This building once served as a meeting place, a store, even a speakeasy where only a password granted access.
Is it haunted?
Is it haunted? I would say, and I can say, definitely yes.
Helping the team set up for the investigation was a surprisingly technical activity with yards of cables, sound condensers, laptops, cameras. The vibe, very scientific.
It's not witchcraft, it's not sorcery. We're using known technologies.
Tonight we're looking to make contact with whomever might be out there.
It's very interesting the first time you play back that recorder and you get a voice and you don't understand or know where that voice is coming from.
Could these disembodied voices belong to one of the many faces in these faded photographs?
Have either one of you ever been in a situation where you've been frightened?
A couple, only twice.
What we wanted to know was, would we be frightened tonight?
It's not going to be an unpleasant experience. It's not a dark type of experience.
The investigators are looking for communication, impacts on the environment around us, and trends on the devices.
We're trying to find evidence of order where there should be no evidence of that.
Check out this structure light sensor camera. If forms are detected, they appear on the computer screen. That's me, obviously. Our focus tonight is electronic voice phenomenon, or EVP. It's the idea that spirits can use white noise to speak to the living. We asked a ghost to say my photographer's name, Dave. Here's what we got. Listen one more time. Can you hear it? What are the chances we hear the name Dave just a few seconds after we ask? Is this evidence of order where there should be none?
So these things can't tell exactly where the source of the mental energy is coming from. Could possibly be from us. We could be getting excited, things are going on, or possibly from post-mortem agencies.
Keep in mind, we're in an old building with lots of history surrounded by things such as wicker caskets, Civil War uniforms, old tools. The emotional pull surrounding these items could be strong for some ghosts.
The other thing that is an interesting component of this building is the artifacts, because we have, 2, 3 floors of artifacts. So we get some things that can't be explained, and we can only tie them to the artifacts.
We all know that feeling, something you can't explain. That feeling you're being watched and your hair stands on end. See that? Sometimes you just know when you're not alone.